Hello again. My name is Miriam van der Valk and I'm a philosopher from Sweden, talking to Dyonne, a healer from Holland, and Axel and a psychologist from Sweden. And today we're talking about poetry and words, phrasing things nicely. You know, the how you say something, and the impact it can have. And the part of language that is, when you really want to share, you want to share something, and that is the why it can feel so good to read a poem or listen to a song that is very melancholy, you know, because you can feel the other person, and you know that you understand that this is why I'm so lonely and miserable at the moment. The shared aspect, it's different from writing in a journal. But anyway, so now Dyonne is going to, you've got your poem with you, and please read it and let's talk about it afterwards.
Thank you, Mir. It's funny what we talked about in the last episode, also what I said about being sad and then other things appeal to you. Like, I think somewhere 15 years ago when I was in a dark space, I really listened to Coldplay a lot. And then the first albums, like A Rush of Blood Through the Head and The Scientist and everything. And I loved it. And, and I could never get enough of it because I really needed to feel that melancholy in a way. And then later on, I learned Chris Martin wasn't depressed at the time himself. But so it's funny how one can make such music and it's not depressed at the time. But still, yeah. So I used to love Coldplay a lot for that reason. And now I chose a poem, which was at the end of the book, Your Rainforest Mind by Paula Prober, a guide to the well-being of gifted adults and youth. And the poem is written by, I will put it in the YouTube link next time, Anne Ellen Kettner, and it's from the book Spells of Mending. And the reason why I chose this one is because when I read the book by Paula Prober, I was very stricken with the fact that how it moved me, that apparently I'm quite a sensitive person and very intense. And I never realized how I felt misunderstood my entire life. I only started realizing it when I was getting into this kind of literature and meeting like-minded people like yourself, Miriam, and Into Gifted. And yeah, so I knew, so talking about what we talked about before, about already having seen certain written lines and poems, like, okay, I was resonating, but I couldn't really sense or feel it properly until I found you, for instance, in the community and like-minded people. All of a sudden, it started to make more sense. And there was this poem at the end of the book, and it's kind of long, but we have some time. So I'll just start. It's called Crystalline Structures. You are made of crystalline structures that vibrate like tuning forks. Their delicate iridescent wings unfurl and lift them high on the soft breeze of night to gather subtle informations which few can understand. You inhabit these informations, gathering them in tenderly and transposing them when needed to harmonize the infinite tangled song strands of earth. Perhaps you ought to wear a helmet and goggles in the shopping mall, or wrap yourselves in blankets hung with spells and crystals, just to navigate the realm of ambient noise at work. When the luminous wings of your soul flap, you lift up out of the ordinary time and immerse yourself in beauty or sorrow or fierce love. Whatever is before you, you enter and allow the exquisite dilemma of life to welcome you toward the divine. This is hard to accomplish at gas stations, bar, or gaming arcades. Also hospital waiting rooms, school cafeterias, truck stops, cocktail parties, or among the very rich. Naturally, you seek moving water, wetlands full of water, waterfall, and the cascade of crimson leaves. Some cathedrals and Japanese gardens, shrines, the company of your own strange sort. None of this is easy. You must be an ardent scientist of replenishment. You must be the crafty, shape-shifting magician just to whisk yourself into psychic obscurity at the right moment. Certain sounds are helpful. The plunk and fall of water. The early morning bird's call. The crackle of fire against the starlight. A gentle, heartfelt chanting can lower the curtain of protection around your ears. No one loves to cloak themselves more. The soft fall of the cloth that makes you separate. The eyelids of the soul allowed to close. The petals holding the bud. The silk lantern wrapped around the lightning light. Do not listen to the harsh instructions of the world, which might delude you into using what is odd and fragile and capable of magic as an inadequate tool for bludgeoning, or spend what you have for endurance, or to mire that intrinsic knowing into covert arguments about power. Allow yourself to float the billowy cape of rose petals and golden leaves around you. Turn away from those unhelpful influences. Come towards the light, the beautiful night sky, Milky Way spiral of your soul. You have lost so much to buy this sensitivity. Protect it like the multifaceted jewel that she is. Wrap that tuning fork in velvet and rock it into sleep at night. Sing love songs and lullabies to those wispy neurons, those synced nerve endings, those antennae you attempted to hide under your hair. You are made for healing. So many lifetimes you must have prayed for this. So many languages to mend the fabric of the world come from your deepest heart. Oh, sing the melody of the spheres that you were meant to hold. Sing the songs that weave the balance. This color strand light weaving dance that you can do and let go. Of needing to be rich or strong enough to endure shopping malls or television. Let the joy of who you are rise up, a flowering light from the inside, and only laugh and turn away when anyone would measure you in money or endurance. For what is endurance when you have fractured and rejoined 1,000 lifetimes? Carry on your own laughter and the musical sounds of beauty and luminous hope.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's your favorite? Some favorite words, Dyonne?
I have to say something first about this, and it would not now maybe be my best poem I could have chosen in terms of language and word choice. But again, it's for me, it's my journey of embracing my sensitivity that when I read it, it keeps on striking a chord in the metaphors that she makes. So it's not per se the words that she chose herself that I found most beautiful, but the way she creates the discrepancies with the never-ending screaming noise in an extroverted world versus how I feel inside and versus my needs and my wants and where I flourish and the things that I want to focus on. And so when you ask me what specifically, I would have to.
Or like you don't need to choose words, but I mean, like what's like a favorite part or like a point that you want to be. When, for example, when you said you were meant for healing.
I think
like,
that's also yeah. So it's at the end when she says you have lost so much to buy this sensitivity.
Yeah.
And then it strikes an emotional chord in terms of, yes, I tried so hard to fit in. For instance, for me, living in Amsterdam, the capital, and everything has to be fast moving, and it's about your exterior success and everything. And I'm like, my God, I felt so lost so often. And I worked in advertising, and it's supposed to be so beautiful and amazing. And I was like, I was always gasping for air, and I was always like, but I want, I need time, I need to daydream, I need to smell the roses. Oh my goodness. And yeah, so when I hear this validation, like, you're meant to be who you are, and you're meant to embrace it and give it back to the world, and yes, you're made for healing. Then that moves me.
Come towards the light.
Yeah, in a way. And be the light even. And what was that for?
I can really relate to that. There is this Russian author, Yevgeny Yevtushenko, and he has written a lot of poetry, and he has this poem called Undivided Love, and I have read it a lot of times because for me it's a when I find myself being hurt in love, all the people around me say, you need to calm down, don't love so hard and fully, just tone it down and it's easier. But this poem helps me through it. I want to be this person. I want to love fully and romantically and silly and stupid, because that's the way I want it to be. So the poem, I think, in some ways connects in the same way it did for you, Miriam, with the Kent, stuff. You need to have your own feeling, and if someone else validates it, it gets easier to carry. So yeah.
Can you read it to us, or is that too personal to us?
Sure. I don't have it with me right now. I have the book upstairs.
Okay.
And I also have a very, very great thing. I just remembered it. I have this poem from a guy that I just met on the streets. I was going to party, and he asked me like for an address somewhere, and we started talking. And he said, "You want me to read? I want to read you my latest poem. Do you want to hear?" And I, sure. And he read his poem, and well, maybe not for me, but it was a very special feeling. And he said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Sure, give it to me." And he, wrote a little message for me, meeting in the night, and just gave it to me. And it was, written on a typewriter, so it's one of a kind. And
magic.
Yeah. The gift, the evening was just.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Very special. So and I still have it with me when I need, to get in touch with humanity and, get my bearings back. I just, open the book, and there I have the poem. So yeah.
To know that meeting, like being close to someone, is possible, like anytime. You know, and that is like this being close to someone possible. Is that the possibility of that is the essence of sharing. To be it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful that it's possible, and it's such a funny, wonderful thing about this this ultimate separation and loneliness that we all feel. And then the ultimate separation and the closeness and the ultimate, it's like this push and pull of being a human and what it means to what like the conditions that we need to negotiate all the time. So interesting and crazy, and it certainly has to do with personal development, right?
Yeah,
definitely. Yes. Yeah.
I wanted to read a poem that I have written.
Wow.
If that's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I just have it in Swedish, but I will try to. You see all my writings here, Yeah. It's very old for me. I think I wrote it maybe 20 years ago. Wow. But it's the same. I still have the same struggles, So okay, I will try to translate. Maybe some words get lost, but we will see. Okay?
Maybe you read it in Swedish first, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
In Swedish first?
Yeah, we have time. Yeah. Take your time. Yes, please.
Okay. Fördomar och värderingar. Det kallas trygghet. Möjligheter och tålamod. Det kallas frihet. Valet av svärd eller penna är fördunklat i våra mål av lögner. Den ensamma mannen står vid stationen med skräck. Ack, vore jag inte säkrare i Elysium, där inga fiender mig funna. Där var mitt samvete rent, mina tankar klara. Tåget gnisslar långsamt, mannen dör ännu en gång. Om två personer i livet jag möter, den ena jag finner varm, den andra kallsinnig. Varför gör jag det senare valet? Enkelhetens brygga sträcker sig längre och längre ut. Solen kan ej hjälpa bröder och systrar. Luften kan ej bringa frid. Svaret finns i trädets långsamma vajande. Av och an. I all oändlighet. Yeah. That's the Swedish one.
That's a Swedish. What happened, Dyonne?
I'm just feeling it. I can't make too much of it, but what I feel is I felt your timing, and I think, I mean, because Mary, she understands it. It felt as if you did speak something from your heart, and you really wanted to pour it out.
Yeah.
And that is what I felt.
Yeah.
And what I also felt is as if there's something that is going on for you, and you're coming to terms with it, but you're not. But it makes you sad that you have to.
Yeah.
That's what I make of it, energy-wise.
The poem is called Openness, and it's a struggle, you know, every day being open to who you are and the world around you. And when you see all these people who, you know, kids are best at this. They are open to everything and everyone. But somewhere along the line, we just lose it. And everyone around us is telling us to lose it too, because you can't be open, you get hurt, and you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so important when you meet a person to be you, to meet them as a person, and to be open to yourself with all your faults, with all the defects you got from your parents, and you know, all the bad stuff, all the shadow sides. Be open to it. Just embrace it, acknowledge it. It's so easy to you know, oh, that's a lot of work or too much hassle. Let's not do that. Instead of just, you know, choosing the narrow path, as you would say in religion.
Yeah. Oh, always do that. Choose the narrow path. Oh, I have this Camus quote that I'm thinking about a lot lately. He says, always go too far. That is where you find the truth. You know?
Love it.
Yes, and I know all of us agree on that probably. But Axel, Dyonne said that you could feel Axel was he had something to say and he's just pouring it out. And I have the same feeling about Axel, that you like this open book kind of thing. Read me, you know. And I feel that I am like that too. But somehow I got really hurt. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think the first time I talked to you, Miriam, this is going to be a bit personal. I hope it's okay. I felt this connection, that we had this same fate in some ways, shared life in some ways, that we wanted to express our feelings, wanted to have more feelings, but you know, life is hard. We just had it on our sleeve in some ways, but you know, not too much. Just say, please see it. But yeah, now I have to, you know, defend myself again. So I felt, you know, a connection there. So I think you know, it's the same road where we have walked in some ways. When I wrote this, it was, you know, I expressed it everywhere. We should be like this and do this.
I understand.
But life, you know, have your place, do your stuff.
And they judge you. So, you're like, this is me. I would say, like, this is me. What do you think? You know, I walk up to people 20 years ago and say, like, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? You know, and I would have planned this, and I would have done it a million times, found the perfect words, and you know, if it was 7 words or 20 words, and then I would say them, and then you know, people would judge you, and they would be mean or misunderstand you, or like when you know, like they say about if you don't understand someone, you attribute malicious intent. So they would have like, you know, I've cried so much about this, you know, people thinking that I really didn't mean any good. You know, I was just trying to be arrogant, or I was trying to do this or that. It's just, you know, it makes you just go, okay, I'm not gonna show you. I'll close. Yeah.
I can relate to that. And before I say something personal, it's funny that with the poem, first of all, by the way, I find it an ode to personal development, and it's and an open invitation for all of humanity, your poem. Like, okay, come and explore. We're here, we're given life to explore, to see. And that's what I felt on one hand. But also now I got to know you a little bit. I recall that the first time when you said like, oh yeah, I at the place where you live, and I saw it on your timeline, your beautiful pictures. I can relate so much to living in nature. And as you said, like, I want to invite people and have this beautiful dinner table or luncheon or whatever, but people around, and they're out there, and I'm very imagery. How do you say? I see a lot of images. I see kids doing cartwheels and people under the apple tree, and you go to the table and you drink a wine, have some food, and you talk about life, and you're all on this journey together, and you're all unwrapping the gifts and to show them to each other and exchange these experiences. And it's so beautiful, and it's actually what life should be about entirely. that we are together, and we can visit our lives, and we explore together. And yeah, that's how I'm getting to know you as well. Like that's like your purpose. And it's like being here with the both of you also feels like that. Like we're all coming from a different, like you come from the philosopher field, I come from the spiritual field, you from the psychology field, and it's in a way so magical that you show up together, and all three of us here, we want to peel the onion, and we want to look underneath, and in a way it's vulnerable, but we're so driven to do so, and so passionate about it, and that's so beautiful. And so I really want to thank you for showing up and sharing this.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we just want,
we're
we want
really
the truth.
honored.
Like nothing but the truth, you know.
The truth, the raw, naked truth.
But I think that is the truth. We are humans first, you know. Even though we are from different fields, we are humans essentially. So and that is children are so much better at this. It's just, oh, you look like a fun person, let's do something together. And you know, I really like this quotation from, I don't know who it is, but you know, when you choose a friend, like at age 7 or something, I want you to be my companion in life. Would you please do that with me? I really like that. I really like that, because it's very human.
Yes.
And you can do that with a partner later on. But it's such a beautiful just concept, I think.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's the end, I think.
Yeah, we cannot top that. It's really beautiful. Yeah. No, but nice. It's felt, you know, and only I mean, I took Rumi also. I mean, I think Rumi also.
Rumi.
He's the Persian poet from the 14th century or something. I love him. He has a way to also to combine spirituality with love, but on a very human level. I love his words. I can listen to the man all the time, but I think he is also very much about inviting humankind to show up, be real, be raw, be authentic, but also what you said with the silliness and the stupid love, but also to fall head over heels in love and be real about that. The heart should be all in, always, all the time, and it cannot be broken. It just has an experience, and then it moves on.
And on your deathbed, when you look back, you would, like, nobody will say, I wish I had been less in love, you know.
Yeah.
No, definitely
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
and a broken heart is good, I would even say, because there's very much life in a broken heart. There's very much feeling, very much,
Yeah.
just this is being human. So yeah, I real love it when I break my heart.
Oh, yeah, I'm done
Yeah.
breaking my heart. I think I won't do that again.
It's all necessary for emotional development and relational development. We
Mhm.
need to learn from love. And the heart
Yeah.
doesn't really break. It just gets bruised a bit and then
Yeah, that's right.
it bounces back.
Because the
Yeah.
light comes from inside. So it's like, you know, it can take some punches from the outside because it doesn't break from the inside. Okay.
Mm.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I'm so happy to be doing this again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
I'm
great.
gonna stop recording. So
Thank you for the fulfillment, both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.